It's a unique event where superior coordination, strength, and speed combined with physics. Those successful with the mechanics go far. And Oregon is lucky to call this unique international champion one of our own. He was drawn to the tradition and the mystique of Eugene, Oregon and Hayward Field, the American shrine of track and field. Lance Deal has made Oregon his home and brought the spotlight of the world upon himself in one of the most unique and difficult field events, the hammer throw. Over a 13-year post-collegiate career, Deal became the greatest American hammer thrower ever. He made 4 Olympic appearances, won silver medals at 4 different international meets, including the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta, the year that Lance was ranked #1 in the world. At home, Deal won 21 national championships in the hammer and 35-pound weight throw, the indoor equivalent. Lance Deal was a freshman at Montana State University in 1984 when he gave notice of future greatness, throwing the discus 202 feet. After an outstanding shot and disc career for the Bobcats, Deal moved to Eugene to train under coaching legend Stuart Toger. The hammer throw was a difficult choice as a specialty. The event had long been dominated by foreigners, way off the radar in the U.S. Lance isn't the biggest or the strongest man to ever compete, but his record of success is unparalleled. And like any great athlete, he finished strong. 1 year after retiring, Lance returned to win one last national championship in the hammer. Today, Deal is putting his mark on the future of throws in the United States, coaching shot, discus, and hammer at the University of Oregon. 7 of Lance Deal's Duck athletes advanced to the NCAA postseason. Lance Deal, living legend, still creating a legacy. All right, have a seat, Lance. It's a pleasure to speak with you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
What is that mystique of Hayward Field down there in Eugene to you?
Boy, that's a good question. After being in Eugene for, 22 years?
Yeah.
The place grows on you. The reason that I came here was the man sitting out there, Stuart Toger. He, at the time, had coached a thrower in every Olympics since, I think, 1976, and has continued that string all the way up through 2004. Then once you get there, you meet somebody like my wife, Nancy, and my smoking hot wife, Nancy.
All right.
And as I say, I came from Wyoming, and I got stuck in the mud. I just love it here.
What was it about the hammer throw? Other sports, and you could have played other sports, but what was it about the hammer throw?
Well, that's a really good question. It's not really about the hammer throw. It's about some of my competitors in the discus, okay. One of whom is, again, sitting at my table, Mac Wilkins. Yeah. My opinion, one of the greatest athletes in the room. 4-time Olympian. I think he's got a gold and 2 silvers, perhaps. World record in the discus. I actually almost beat him once in the discus. I lost to him by about 6 feet at Hayward Field my junior year in college. I think it was about maybe a week into his comeback for the '84 team. And, as a senior in college, after training for 8 years in the discus, I was 27th in the country. And at the same time, I'd been training on a piece of plywood and a hammer. I was 27th in the country. Kind of looked at the balance scales and said, maybe I'm a hammer thrower. Hooked up with Stuart Toger, and kind of the rest is what you saw up there.
21 national championships in the hammer, 35-pound weight, the indoor equivalent. Explain the difference there.
The 35-pound weight's a lot heavier.
I understand. I understand. That's very simple. Okay.
And it doesn't go as far.
No, it doesn't go as far. Montana State to Eugene.
Yeah. My head coach, his name is Rob Stark. He's still around up there in Bozeman. He's not afraid to talk to anybody. He saw Stuart at the national championships once back when I was a fledgling left-handed discus thrower, and said, hey, I've got this kid, maybe wants to learn the hammer. Can he come out and visit you? And Stuart said, well, yeah, sure. Can sleep on the couch in the weight room if he has to. And I took advantage of that, and it's the best thing I ever did.
Did you study at all any of the foreigners that really started the hammer throw?
Yeah, Stuart and I studied a lot of people. Stuart mostly. I just kind of did what he said. And as I said, he coached many of the foreigners and was very instrumental in actually changing the hammer into the modern technique that we see today that allows it to go 270, 280 feet.
And you're sure doing basically the same things with the young folks down at the University of Oregon, are you not?
I hope so. I hope I can pass on the tradition of all these great coaches. And that leads me to one question.
Sure.
Is there really anybody in this room that hasn't been coached by Joe? I mean, Todd has. That's the other great part of being part of this group is not only they're tremendous athletes, but some great coaches that maybe someday I'll be able to measure up in that arena as well.
What has sport taught you in life?
Oh, that's a good question. Just about everything. I think that one of the things I'm most proud of as an athlete is that I was able to stay at a high level for a very long time. And all that takes is perseverance and being grounded and having great support and being well-rounded and not just win at all costs. Having a life and having an avocation like sport.
Well, it's time. It's time, Lance. This guy's quite a guy, ladies and gentlemen. Lance Steele, you are now an official member of the State of Oregon Sports Hall of Fame. You're welcome. Thank you. God bless you. First